CKMAN. I'm the commander of the 3rd Division where this heinous crime happened. Friday night, sometime just before midnight, we get dispatched on a home invasion. We're going to find out it's an 82-year-old female who's been brutally beaten. I get notified, and I take all division resources I can towards the scene. I call as many detectives as I can get there. We start canvassing the area, canvassing for ring doorbells, canvassing for any kind of gas station footage, anything we can get. So all night long, the detectives work. Next morning, I conference with my detective sergeant and Mr. Matt Sanders over here to find out if we have a duty to warn here. The public needs to know that there's this type of criminal out there that could potentially do this again. And so that's what we did. And thank you guys for sharing all those pictures and everything, because what it did for us was the community took a lot of interest in this, and we got a whole lot of tips, and they're good tips. If she had not turned herself in, we probably still would have made an arrest today based on the community and you guys helping us. The tips were, we didn't know it was a female at first. The public did. We knew that before she turned herself in, only because the public told us. We had a good idea of who she was and where she was staying from the public. So from us to the community, thank you for that.
What happened this morning?
Oh, this morning, about, I guess it was 2 a.m. I think it was about 2 a.m. She shows up at corrections and turns herself in, says she's seen what was on the TV, felt bad about what happened, and came in and turned herself in.
Do you feel confident that she had remorse, or do you think she just?
I can't answer. I didn't talk to her personally, so I can't answer that.
But you said that it was inevitable.
We were going to catch her with the amount of tips we had that were good, solid tips. Yes, we were going to catch her.
Can you talk about the importance of the doorbell video? Because there are several neighbors who had that video in there.
Yeah, sometimes it's good, and we can use it to solve a crime. Sometimes it just gives us a really good description. And then the public's like, well, I know that's what so-and-so was wearing. I don't know if it's them, but we can at least call in the tip line and let us go see if that's the person. Yeah, they're great. They help a lot.
Did she say anything about why?
No, I don't know. I wasn't privy to the interview with her.
Marissa Burton-Wade, in the emails you guys said stuff about like a hatchet and maybe another weapon on her. Did she mention any of that, or did you hear anything?
I can't discuss that because I wasn't there in the interview with her. I wasn't with the detectives.
Can you talk about the injuries to the victim?
I wouldn't want to comment on her, any kind of medical thing that's going on with her. I know they were severe.
with WHAS, would you be able to talk about the other 2 robberies that she's charged with?
I'm not fully aware of all the details of those. I know we did have 2. I know they were similar in nature, but not violent. One of them was unsuccessful. She got pushed out of the home by a male. And I don't know a lot of details on the first one. So, I mean, I could get with my detective's office and get that information to the PIO's office for you guys. But those are still active as far as we need to do a little more investigation to those.
Would you happen to know if those victims were also elderly?
I don't know the age of those victims, no.
And you don't know what led her to, because this spot would seem like a destination spot. Like what
I think she lived in the area, and they were just easy, crimes of opportunity.
And so can you walk us through what happened this morning? She turned herself into Metro Corrections downtown?
Yes, sir.
And what happened? Did you guys take her?
Our 1st Division went there, took her into custody, and we came from the 3rd Division out there and brought her back to our division to interview her.
Are you able to address, right now she's facing these robbery charges. Why not assault or murder?
Well, assault is a lesser included offense that makes the robbery a robbery. And the robbery is a Class B felony, and she's got 3 of those now. I don't think it would reach the level to attempted murder based on the level of the injuries. I don't think we can make that. The proper charge is robbery first.
And in the case of this 82-year-old and others, is it still considered random for all of them?
I do believe so. We do believe they're all random.
Do you believe she acted alone, or there?
I do believe she acted alone. I do not believe there's, in regards to these 3 incidents, I do not believe there's any more public safety issues with her. I think she acted alone.
Are you able to talk about the condition of the 82-year-old woman? She's still hospitalized.
I believe she is.
She expected to make a recovery.
Yeah, she's expected to make a full recovery.
She's in intensive care.
I don't know the level of her care. Do you know?
Serious.
Yeah, serious but stable.
The, I couldn't tell the other, robberies that she was a part of, the other home invasions she was a part of. Did they happen within the same like week or was it?
It's over the past 2 weeks, I believe, and they're in the general same area. And we had lots of good tips coming in on those too from the public, and was just not there wasn't as much evidence to go on with those as we have with this.
She just basically worked, you said you thought she lived in the area, she just would just go out and just walk the streets and just try to get into a home.
I mean, I guess that's what she. I mean, I know there was probably some car break-ins and stuff. So there's other things she's probably done that we're gonna come across through an investigation.
Do you know how she got into this particular home on Friday?
Forced entry. Yes.
How do you feel that, your officers were able to take this person into custody?
I think the detective's office in the 3rd Division is outstanding. Since I've been there for 6 months. Their tenacity when something like this happens, and some of the things we had happen in the past, it's just they'll work all night. They'll work all night for me and for the community to get to the bottom of these things. And it shows. Just last week we had another elderly person get robbed, totally different suspect. He's a Vietnam veteran. They followed him home. We were able to have handcuffs on him by the end of the day. And it was a stranger attack as well.
So when you could bring these to a close quickly, like in these 2 cases, how does that feel for you? Is that like a victory?
I don't want to take victory. All the victory goes to my detectives and my detective sergeant. They do a great job.
You stated before, I mean, if it wasn't for the public's help, I guess you guys would have maybe a little more tough time there.
If she hadn't turned herself in and it wasn't for the public, we would have a lot tougher time. Yes.
Major, how important is it that citizens in your division use the tip line?
It's imperative to our success. I mean, the partnership with the community, it's how we're going to solve a lot of these cases. Like this right here wouldn't be, if she hadn't turned herself in, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. We wouldn't have caught her without the public. But I am confident saying that I think even if she hadn't turned herself in with all the help we got from the public and you guys, we would have made an arrest today. We were close.
Anybody else have anything? Thank you, Major.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys.
You're not allowed to ask any more questions.
Yes.
Your press conference is already done.
That's how we think she gained interest. Plus that kind of work. And then we believe that she struck the elderly woman with the crowbar at this time. Not the hatchet. We think if it was the hatchet, she'd be dead.
Okay.
So